In the 1930s, people embraced cultural and social pursuits such as literature, film, music and partying. The Santa Monica Pier offered up just some of those activities. Today, the Battle of Santa Monica Bay, on Tidbits of History. The long, narrow Santa Monica Pier opened September 9, 1909, primarily to carry sewer pipes beyond the breakers, and had no amenities. The short, wide adjoining Pleasure Pier to the south, also known as Newcomb Pier, was built in 1916 by Charles I. D. Loof and his son Arthur, amusement park pioneers. Attractions on the Pleasure Pier eventually included the Santa Monica Loof Hippodrome building, the Blue Streak Racer wooden roller coaster, the Whip, merry-go-rounds, Wurlitzer organs, and a funhouse. During the 20s and 30s, the California coast was the place to be. Visitors could enjoy a day on the beach or take a walk down the pier and enjoy the variety of fun attractions. For those who wanted more adventure, you could ferry one of many boats that shuttled passengers 3 miles into Santa Monica Bay, just outside of territorial waters where gambling boats set up anchor. Since the 30s, gambling boats were commonplace up and down the coast of California. The most opulent of these boats was the SS Rex. In February 1938, Tony Cornero bought the Star of Scotland, an 1887 vessel that had been serving in Alaska's Cannery Fleet. He stripped it down, outfitted it in chromium and red neon, and anchored it in Santa Monica Bay. On May 5, 1938, advertisements appeared in the local papers. For just 25 cents and a 10-minute boat ride, anyone could experience all the thrills of Riviera, Biarritz, Monte Carlo, and Cannes. Cornero commissioned skywriters to advertise the Rex in miles-tall letters of smoke. It wasn't long before as many as 3,000 people were taxiing out every day, and the ship was earning anywhere up to $200,000 a month, about $3.6 million today. But for Tony Cornero and the SS Rex, that was to be short-lived. In late 1939, Los Angeles District Attorney Baron Fitz attempted to shut down the ships. Fitz argued that Santa Monica Bay constituted an inland body of water and therefore, the coastline was not the true coastline of the state of California. For a true state coastline, one had to draw an imaginary line between Point Vicente and Point Dume. The courts agreed with Fitz, and soon local law enforcement raids were taking place, confiscating the gambling paraphernalia, and throwing it overboard into the bay. The Rex, however, gated off its landing platform and turned a fire hose on raiding law enforcement vessels. Thus began the Battle of Santa Monica Bay. The standoff lasted 10 days. Cornero finally surrendered, claiming, because he needed a haircut. Law enforcement officers swarmed the ship, tossing all of its gambling equipment into the water. The era of gambling ships in the high seas came to a close. Tony Cornero would move on to Las Vegas, where he was instrumental in constructing the Stardust Casino, some 10 years before Bugsy Siegel's Flamingo Casino. The Rex ended up being put into war service in World War II. It was later captured by a German submarine and sunk off the coast of Africa. Today, the gambling boats are long gone. Despite the pier's storied past, it continues to entertain some 9 million visitors each year. The pier symbolizes the heart of Santa Monica, and is one of the most photographed locations in the world.